Uh-oh. I might have called the wrong fella. I might have called hypnotized, or else biffnotized, or else unhostized, or else, I don't know, generictized? That
Are you
doesn't sound
just
right.
you just checking levels, or are you actually recording?
I'm recording, but I should check my levels.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's that as well. Wow, you've
Nice.
got all sorts of stuff going on around here. You got your massive villager farm I see in the distance.
Oh, are you here now?
Yeah, I just arrived. That was why I initiated the call.
I gotcha.
Where you at? I know you need some help with some shearing.
Yes, I did. Let me start my thing here. I'm down below you. I'll come up to where you are right now
Yeah, I'm
because
near that beacon convergence point.
yeah. All right, here we are. Yeah, my that's my iron farm over there in the distance. Probably gathered that already. I'm sure you've seen them over at D Max Place.
Oh yeah, he has way more of those than any human being could ever need.
Yeah, I agree. It's
Spoon
got a
joined the
lot.
game.
Hey,
Hey,
there's Spoon.
should we invite him over?
Well, I guess, but I want to get this done. I'm running out of time today.
Okay, well, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, he's streaming, and the way the streaming works is that he needs to be able to respond to his chat. And his chat is like, please do something menial, like go shear a million things for Hypno.
Hmm, that's true.
So, where are the million things that Hypno needs shorn?
Okay, so what I was gonna do is I was gonna grow a whole bunch of jungle trees and just cut down the leaves myself. And after I started collecting saplings to do this, I have about 50 saplings or so. I decided, why grow my own trees to shear them and collect saplings to do that when I got a jungle all around me?
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want to clear cut the jungle because I love the jungle and that's why I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
But this jungle stretches beyond the view distance over there where the sun is rising.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking we'll probably head over that direction 200, 300 blocks and just start shaving down a bunch of trees and collecting leaves. I need probably around 50 stacks total.
Okay, 50 stacks. I could get you some of that. Do you have any ender pearls on you? I extinguished my ender pearl supply to get over here. Thank
There's
you.
some ender pearls, and here's half a stack of iron for more shears because you will need it.
Great. Yeah, I brought 2 sets of shears with me, which hopefully will be sufficient to get me going, but I don't expect to carry me all the way through 50 stacks of jungle shears.
Well, only 25 per, right?
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's right.
yep. So let's just head all the way over here so we can't see the pyramid in the distance.
I
Just
will
want to make
follow
sure.
your lead.
Right. I just want to make sure that I'm not ruining my scenic view.
No, and that's the great thing about a view is looking at it. You don't want to have something you can't see. You might as well hire the invisible man to be your jungle. And he's a terrible jungle. In fact, he's bad at anything that's related to like costuming or foliage at all. It's just generally disappointment.
So I just found this jungle temple a moment ago when you asked if you could help.
Okay.
Over to your left. But yeah, we can keep going where you threw that pearl because there's a lot of trees over that direction. Kind of on a hill though. I guess any of these should work down here because they'd be kind of obstructed anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, where'd you end up?
I'm on this tree behind you. Well, in front of you now.
In front of me now. I'll go forward then.
To your left.
To my left. Oh, there you are. Well, too bad I'm gone. I've got to say, I saw my first jungle temple, and I thought it was Isma's secret base when I first started looking at it. I was like, oh my goodness, I found the agency's secret base. I'm such an excellent player. It was not. It turns out Jeb made that.
I tell you what, over towards the northeast area, there's like a little, just down here. I don't know if you can see where I just threw that pearl.
I saw where you were, and I kind of get the sense that you threw toward that cliff face there. So now I'm kind of down in there.
Yeah, I see you.
There's like a little pond.
You should be able to see me from where you're standing if you just turn a little bit the other direction.
Well, I will look around my world, pretty baby, because you're everything I'd hoped you would be.
It's so hard to find people in these jungles. There you are.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Turn a little bit to your... Yep. The other way. I'll just come to you.
Oh, there you are. I see you now. And I will pearl over to you. There we are.
All right. So I think if we start destroying the leaves around here, but keep in mind, these are both oak leaves and the jungle leaves. I prefer the jungle leaves, so off the jungle trees, not the ones on the ground.
Gotcha. So
I'm hearing
I will
lava.
get Aspire to climb beyond where my heart might otherwise lie and shear the sky. But yeah, I fell.
Okay, and I have an axe too. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We can leave the stumps and I can chop them down at a different time.
Hmm.
Okay,
I hate
time to
how
start.
jittery it gets when you try and like climb up and there's nothing to get to.
Right. And you just kind of bounce a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that good kind of bounce like the music they have down in New Orleans way, or some of that more DC club mix type stuff.
Oh,
Do you guys have club mixes in? I mean, I guess you probably don't want me to say what state you're in, but like in that part of the country in the Midwest, do you have club mixes? Do you have clubs? Do you bother mixing things, or do you just take everything at face value? I don't even know.
I don't think we have clubs here. No.
Oh, that's most unfortunate. I was gonna say, where do you admire your gay men in resplendent dress? But
Unfortunately, that's not my cup of tea. So I don't admire
fair
said,
enough.
said people. So
See, it's just one of those things. As a heterosexual male who appeals to the bisexual female crowd, that sort of place is exactly where I could have a good night. But okay, so I'm having a hard time with these lack of vines. They just do not want to track all the way up.
maybe
Guess
we should have brought some more ender pearls. It seems like ender pearling on top of these larger trees and working from the top down seems to be the best way.
Yeah, especially because the you said that the bottom here is all oak leaves.
It's what it looks like. Yeah, they're not the same. Well, some of them are
this one's
different.
mixed in where I'm at.
Yeah, some of them are the jungle leaves, some of them are the oak leaves. Just, I mean, if you check the description on
Yeah.
whichever leaves you're chopping down, if you're unsure.
So,
Yeah,
did you have
the oak-
yourself a merry little Christmas?
Oh, it wasn't bad. I went saw my mother and stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Had dinner over there and just hung out for the day. So yeah, it was a good time.
That's good. Yeah, my in-laws have been in town for about 5 days and will be for another 5 or so. And we are doing our best to keep them entertained, but it's definitely cutting into the time that I would spend on my second or third job type stuff like this.
Mm.
But they are also paying for all the alcohol, so
Oh well, there you
that
go.
may or may not explain anything foolish I say right now.
Oh, so you're saying we've been drinking a little bit?
I don't know that I would use the royal we in this context, but I would say that maybe Joe Hills has been drinking. You can find him on the Twitter at, twitter.com/JoeHills. Wow, I almost couldn't give my Twitter information. That's how far along I am.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a terrible sign. That's frightful.
Well, at least you're not driving, so that's
Oh, no.
got that for you.
There's a extra apartment in our building that used to be like where the super would stay.
Mhm.
And the way it works is they now that the super lives off site, they just rent that out for people to do like night by night for about $75, which is a killer deal on essentially a 1-bedroom suite in our building, So that
Yeah.
way we don't have to drive across town or deal with any of the travel stuff, and we can just hang out with our I guess it's not our in-laws, it's my wife's parents, but I can hang out with my in-laws, and we don't have to worry about getting over anywhere, coming back home. We just walk up a few flights of stairs and we're set.
Oh, that's good. Oh man, I just went through my second pair of shears.
Yeah,
How
I
are
just
you
finished
doing?
mine as well.
Yeah, you don't realize how fast these things go until you start chopping down a ridiculous amount of leaves.
We should really be unbreaking these. Hey, I'm really starting to be curious about. I really think someone's either messing with us, like intentionally, or that there's some sort of glitch in the game that we have discovered but not proven. Because, I mean, I've seen this on more than one server I play on. Like, where people are like, hey, this is disappearing out of chests. Like, I'm really starting to wonder if there's some sort of chest glitch that we're just not. It's I don't know.
So my Minecraft just kind of went out of full screen, so my recording might have stopped there. But you're saying how we're noticing like items being removed from the game or being stolen, quote unquote. So you're thinking there might be a bug in the game that we've discovered where this is happening?
Yeah, and I say this because it's not just on this server.
Okay.
It's on multiple servers, and servers where I trust everyone involved.
Yeah, I trust everybody on this server too, and some of the things that's happened recently that I've heard have happened recently does not sound like anything people would do on the server.
Well, and it's one of those things like, even if you're, it's one thing on a PvP server with a bunch of strangers, like for your
Right.
diamonds to disappear, and you go, oh, somebody raided my base and stole my diamonds.
Exactly, but this is more like a family server where we're all, taking care of each other. We're not fighting everybody for resources and stuff.
Nobody profits from angering everybody else on the server. We all benefit when the server is full of people who like each other and trust each other. And it's one of those things. I saw this here, and then I also saw this on the Tame the Beast server, where Top Mass replied to somebody like, I'm tired of seeing all these posts about people saying stuff's been stolen out of their chests. Everybody needs to treat each other well, and I agree. Everyone should treat each other well, but I think that I'm not the only one who agrees with that. In fact, I would wager that everyone agrees with that. And
I think so too, yeah.
so, like, any sort of abnormality we're seeing along those lines, like, unless this is some sort of elaborate prank, which all signs point against at this point, because initially I was like, well, maybe this is part of some sort of creative narrative that somebody wants to just share with the server. And that's fine, like, if some of us are missing stuff, but it seems
There's a certain
past
point.
that.
Yeah. There's like a certain point that you don't cross, and it seems like they're going a little overboard if this is somebody's idea of a joke.
I can't believe that anyone would think this was funny. And also, it's one of those things where we're all semi-professional, at least, if not professional. We all literally profit from being on the server. We all have
Right.
fun here, but, like, this is also something we do to pay our rent and, feed our families, Biff has got a kid or two, he's not going to take a risk like that to mess with us. I've got a kid on the way, and I wouldn't do anything, to anger anybody, like, genuinely. I might be silly here and then, but, like, for somebody to just be like, oh, hey, I'm going to take a bunch of diamonds out of a chest, like...
Yeah, stealing from people would be grounds probably for getting removed from the server, and I'm pretty sure nobody on the server wants to be removed from it.
Nobody could
So-
afford it, is kind of my point. Like, we are so fortunate to be here, and we wouldn't jeopardize that.
Yes, I completely agree with you.
And so I'm curious, like, what are the... I don't know what the parameters are for, like, initiating an instance of this bug. Because, like, clearly it's not something that has been easily replicatable, or we would have just had it patched out by now, too.
Mm-hmm. So I think Spoon said something about losing diamonds, but I don't know if he was joking around or not. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, like, who's being serious about losing stuff and who actually is losing stuff.
And so that's one of the problems. Like, a lot of the conversations we have on the server are not actually held on the server. They're held in a Skype chat. And I'm going to say, I'm guilty of this too, what I'm about to describe. But, like, even though we're not actively performing for an audience in front of the Skype chat, a lot of us still try to be funny, and because we're entertainers,
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we relate to each other, is as entertainers. And so somebody might say something serious and somebody else replies with something funny.
Yeah, I do it a lot too.
And, I mean, that's great for our esprit de corps, if you will, which is French for, like, our morale as a group, our collective enjoyment of being a group together. But it's not necessarily helpful when we're trying to diagnose whether something's a serious bug or not. Because, like, the last time, there's only been one time that I was afraid that my stuff had been stolen on the server. And it was a point where the server had, Generic B had run a patch, and there was a glitch involved, and we had actually lost, like, I don't know, I think 20% of the blocks on the server were gone. A bunch of stuff was missing from chests. It was a huge problem. We had to roll back.
Oh, I remember that. That's when he downgraded to a version that didn't have the new blocks or something in it accidentally.
Yeah, he accidentally switched to, like, a bucket version that wasn't compatible with the snapshot. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine. We rolled back and everything worked out okay in the end. But, like, there was a period where I was seriously concerned, like, who on the server would dare come into my house and steal all this stuff? And the idea of being stolen from, even if it's just digital possessions, is so there's a sense of violation that's
Exactly, because you're expecting everybody on the server to respect your stuff because you respect their stuff, and it's pretty much just an understanding when you're on a server like this that you don't steal from other people, you ask. I mean, there's plenty of forms of communication, especially since we're all connected with Skype pretty much all the time, that there's no reason we couldn't be asking for it. And yeah, I find it really strange that anybody would be stealing, that it wouldn't be just some kind of a glitch like you're saying it could be.
But you know, if the only thing that counts against it being a glitch is the fact that how come we're the only ones I mean, like I said, it's happened on 2 of the servers I play on, but like, how come the other people who run servers outside of us and Top Mass aren't noticing this? But part of it too is, for me, I don't normally keep track of what I have in my chests. So for all I know, it could have been happening to me for weeks and I just not paying attention. The only reason I noticed at the time with the server rollback was because I had literally like collected a bunch of stuff the day before for my video. And I go in to record and all my stuff's gone. And I'm like...
You can't miss that.
Yeah, it's like, well, I had set this time aside for recording and now I can't spend it. Luckily, I got a great video of DMAC and Generic B cussing about, like, why isn't the server working right? So I still won in the end, but, you know.
Yeah, those are always fun.
Yeah. I know my viewers were like, I can't believe that DMAC would use a word like, damn. I'm just like, yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, because he doesn't in his own videos.
Oh,
you know,
okay. Right.
And that's always the
I don't swear in my videos either, but outside of the videos, I tend to use a little stronger language.
Yeah, and I've got to say, it's so good to be a part of a community like this and to get to share and everything. I really think that none of us are dumb enough to endanger that. So just to give you a count on the number of stacks of leaves I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's oak. Screw it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I got 13 stacks of jungle leaves, and it's the middle of the night now, so...
we're fine. This is the jungle. Everything's covered in leaves, and there's, like, no mobs spawning out here.
Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, there are mobs spawning, but you're pretty much safe in the jungle for mobs.
Yeah, not the bad mobs. Not the ones that'll actually be a threat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm jumping to a new tree and starting to shear over there.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good on leaves, too. Man, this is such a huge project.
So what are you collecting all these leaves for, if you don't mind my asking? I don't want to ruin your surprise, but...
Oh, no, I've already talked about it in the video that I'm recording. Basically, my storage room underneath the pyramid is where I keep all of my stuff. And I have kind of a jungle theme going on, a lot of grass and leaves and wood down there. But the problem is the ceiling is stone. And I don't have anything going on to look nice there. And it's 50 by 50, which means in order to cover it just with one layer of leaves, I need like 37 or 39 stacks of leaves. So I want to put a base layer of leaves up there so you can't see any stone. And then I'm going to kind of layer it between logs and leaves and kind of make it probably 3 or 4 layers deep. So it looks kind of like a giant tree under there.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my ultimate plan, but it just requires so many leaves to do this.
So I've got to say, I saw you were styling that Minecon cape. I don't know if you have any plans for upcoming events, but you know, PAX East is just around the corner. I don't know if you managed to get tickets to that, but
yeah, I won't be going to that, unfortunately.
No, that's a shame. They've only got a week left to put in panel submissions, and so I'm trying to figure out if there's enough Hermitcrafters to actually get a Hermitcraft panel together. I'm already on a panel application for indie games. Do you remember the Animaniacs Good Idea, Bad Idea?
I remember the Animaniacs for when I was young, probably 13. Something like that. So,
just an incredibly off-the-cuff example of a good idea, bad idea, would be like, good idea, replacing your fire alarm battery regularly. Bad idea, hitting your fire alarm with a battering ram regularly. You know?
Just messing the words up a little bit.
Yeah, just messing the words up. And so I'm on a panel with this guy Dan Silver. Well, we're put in the application. We haven't heard back from Penny Arcade if they're gonna approve it or not. But the concept of the panel would be good idea, bad idea about game development. If you wanted to create your own independent game, because even though I haven't done a lot of independent games in the computer game realm, I did the Pitfalls and Penguins thing, which is legitimately a pretty substantial project.
Right.
And so,
Which I did get my Pitfalls and Penguins book, by the way.
Oh yeah, how did you like that? It's always weird, like signing things to people with names that aren't exactly what I know them by.
Right.
But
yeah, the book's pretty good. I've read through a little bit of it. It looks pretty good, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a game going anytime soon. But it's definitely pretty cool to have one of the first copies of the book for sure.
Oh yeah, that's one of the limited first printing editions. And we are selling those really fast. There are not.
Are you?
Yeah, it's been nice.
That's awesome, man.
So it's always good to work on something and then have people like buying it, because that's something where I can go to my wife and be like, "Hey, this isn't a complete waste of my time. Remember how we would like to eat and have shelter? I'm working on that, not against that."
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's always helpful. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you backing us on the Kickstarter and everything.
Oh yeah, man, no problem. I like helping out wherever I can.
But yeah, sorry, back to our PAX East discussion. So anyway, I'm on a panel, good idea, bad idea when creating indie games. And so that'll be some humorous pro tips for people who want to get into game development and stuff like that. And I'd love to do a Hermitcraft panel, but it looks like it's just going to be me and Generic B, and I don't know if that's going to be, critical mass for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be or not either, if it's just going to be you two. Nobody else can go? There's nobody else that lives over there?
Well, it's in Boston, which is already, not in England, so there's half of the Hermitcraft server.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's like, hi guys, Biffa here, not going to Boston.
Well, then again, you had Minecon, which is just in France, which not that far from England.
Yeah, and they still didn't go.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just a train ride from what I understand.
Yeah, ironically, I actually met Isima in Las Vegas before I knew who he was.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah, and Seth Bling is introducing him to me, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's nice. I don't know who this guy is, because it was November, and I didn't join Hermitcraft until March. It's 6 months before I knew anybody from here.
I didn't know that Isuma was, going out in public anyway and showing his face to people. That's interesting.
Well, I mean, at the time, he wasn't necessarily so big that he had to worry about people looking for his face either.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Does that make any sense? Like, he was just this guy who, like, knew some stuff about Redstone. He wasn't this big YouTuber guy that everybody was going to recognize. But, I mean, yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's nice to meet you. I'm sorry I've never heard of you. I felt like that a lot at Minecon. I'm like, oh, these people, a lot of people like this person. I've never heard of them. That's cool. I'll be polite, but, I don't know them. Whatever. But
so you said he was at the Minecon, the first one?
Yeah, in Vegas. Or at least I think it was him. Maybe it was somebody else, and I'm just completely misremembering this, and he's going to call me out on this later.
That'll be awesome.
It's like Seth Bling introduced me to some guy, and I think it was Isima.
So where are you at? I'm trying to find...
Okay, hitting the F3 here. I'm at 16,582 X-Ray, 75 Yankee, and negative 7615 Zulu.
Oh, you were way far away that direction then.
Oh, should I head back?
No, I'm just going to come towards you and just kind of look at the
I'm going to say I'm running out of inventory spots. I've got a lot of these leaves.
Yeah, so do I. I have almost a full 27 stacks, like 25 or something.
Yeah, I don't know that my inventory was quite that empty because I didn't realize exactly how many you were going to need, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't need all the leaves today. I can do half of it or maybe work on none of it today. I don't know how much time I'm going to have left to get this recording done.
No,
I'm trying to get this video uploaded for tomorrow, and I was going to start recording earlier, but Cube Host tweeted out about some maintenance that they We're like, okay, we're gonna have maintenance in an hour. It's like, well, did you even say anything about this before?
It's like we
Uh,
emailed it to the people that own the servers and no one
uh,
else. Well, and this is
like,
one of those things. I saw you tweeting about that, and I'm playing Ticket to Ride with my in-laws, and I'm thinking to myself, I should be playing Hermitcraft right now. Oh wait, I can't. I guess I will continue playing Ticket to Ride with my in-laws and not feel bad about it. Choo choo.
okay, well, I think I'm gonna start heading back. My inventory is pretty much full. I can't carry anything else.
Yeah, I'm the same. So I think I'm generally
If you
heading.
head towards F1 West,
Oh,
you
F1.
should. Yeah,
Wait, west? Really?
west. Yep.
I thought I needed to head east to get back, but I trust you enough.
Do you trust me? I don't know if I trust me actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm down to 3 ender pearls, so I don't want to waste them on this. But I really thought I should be heading east to get back. But
Well,
this land belongs to you, not me.
right, but this isn't stuff that I've really explored before. Maybe it is towards southwest.
Southwest.
Yeah, I think I'm lost.
My keen sense of direction really says east, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt here because this is an adventure video. Every video with me is an adventure video. My fans, you know what they love? They love the great outdoors. They love the undiscovered country. They love any cliche about not knowing precisely where you are, but being really, really proud of it. So that's where we're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say towards southwest is where you want to go because I can see the pyramid now.
Okay. Oh, I see the beacons. Yeah. Okay, so I might have just been a little bit less than attention paying to my surroundings, but that's okay. That's what we're here to do. We're here to live, to learn, to love, not to love inappropriately. Being married, I obviously cannot express to Hypno the true extent of my feelings. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, you just need a too far button.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Too far. Yeah. Okay. Oh man. So I started. I don't know if I've talked to you much. I do some other creative stuff besides just Minecraft, like Pitfalls and Penguins we were talking about earlier.
Right.
But so my brother is involved with a theater group that does like 10-minute play performances, like workshops and stuff. And
Okay.
where can I meet you with all this? All these
I'll
links
just come inside the pyramid.
inside the pyramid. Okay. The
There's entrances underneath the stairs, like on the bottom layer.
I was gonna say, yeah, where I'm at, there's just a wall underneath the stairs. Is it bad for me to break that wall?
Don't break the wall. There's actual entrances.
Oh, I found it by breaking
Okay.
the wall. I'll get rid of this shovel and then replace the wall parts.
You broke the wall anyway?
Yeah, but I fixed it
I
now.
don't even know where you're at. Did you?
Okay, I'm coming down this way. Okay,
Oh, you're underneath the pyramid now.
yeah, that's where you told me to be, right?
You dropped a shovel.
Yeah, I didn't have room for it and the blocks that you needed to fix the wall.
Okay, so I think we can drop the leaves off over in this chest over here.
I feel so quick.
Yeah, you get the speed boost, the jump boost, the strength boost, maybe the regeneration.
I'm like on a faster moon.
It does kind of feel like you're moonwalking.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. So which chest did you say it was? That one.
Sorry about that. That chest right there. Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, my brother's been involved with this group that performs 10-minute plays, and I was like, I should really write one of those. And I don't know if you've seen much, like, 10-minute play writing, but a lot of it's about the act of writing, and it's kind because, people write what they know.
Yeah.
And so, like, okay, I'm going to write a play. Well, I'll write a play about writing, but I'll kind of mix it up a little bit by making it about, like, writing a commercial jingle, or instead of being about writing plays, like amateur playwrights love writing about writing. And so I was like, well, I'll write about something that I know about. And then I realized that's all I know too. I know like playing video games and making jokes and writing stuff. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't do this. But then I had the idea, I was like, okay, well, where could I set this? Where's a place that you could have like 2 or 3 people on stage and just like have a little scene or whatever? It's like, well, the other plays are all about like people who meet each other in coffee shops or subways or something. I'm like, I don't want to write that. But where do I meet people? In coffee shops, in random places. Like, it's just like, my life is so cliche as somebody who makes things. This is terrible. So I was like, well, where's some place that people be stuck next to each other that they don't want to be? But not an airplane, because that's overdone too. It's like, well, how about a diving bell? Or like a quarantine thing coming out of like a chemical like warfare disaster. And, I looked at it and I was like, chemical warfare disaster isn't as funny as diving bell. So I'm actually writing a 10-minute play about some people in a diving bell. You know how they have to depressurize so they don't get the bends?
Right, yeah.
And so as they're coming up, one of them is like talking about his idea, like how they should do a parade float about like diving and to get kids excited about, collecting undersea samples. So that way they're not replaced by robots, Because robots are going to do this job in 10 years if we're not careful, man. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Sure.
And so I'm just like, people arguing about creating a parade float while in a diving bell. That I haven't seen done. I'll do that one. So, anyway, I'll try and get that up on the YouTube once it's actually, like, written and I can get people to perform it. But, man, your bass is really nice. I should be talking about, like, what clever layouts for wheat and for the potatoes and carrots.
Yeah, I don't think you've been to my base since I built this, have you?
I was over here when it was all grass and sad, but no, this is way better.
Oh, okay, yeah. I really haven't touched this base. It's pretty much looked like this for the last 2 months. I've been working on other things. It's just like, okay, I'll make this all look nice and then move on and leave it kind of looking nice because the ceiling looks pretty bad. But yeah, hopefully I can get to that and make it look a lot nicer.
You should just put in some pixel art of my face and have a sign that says follow at Joe Hills on the Twitter.
Oh, there you go.
Then you're set.
Yeah, forget the whole leaf tree idea. Joe Hill's face and then an at Joe Hills. Perfect.
You can't go wrong.
Mm.
No, indeed.
All right, well, thank you for helping chop down all those leaves and stuff. That was a real help. That would have taken me twice as long at least. Actually,
and it probably would
even
have been
longer.
twice as boring, too.
You need any more ender pearls? I got a whole stock.
I got 3, which is more than enough to get me back to the top, especially assuming that I'm going to use the stairs. So, okay, so there's a grassy area up here. Oh, you have trains and, people and stuff in here.
Yeah, there's people.
They're, like, not real people. They're, like, fake people.
They're just waiting to go into an iron farm for the rest of their lives.
Oh, how pleasantly slavish. I don't know, like, I understand that the villagers are intended to be resources, but I don't like any game where you profit directly from capturing and enslaving people, and there's no real penalty. Like, if they wanted to have it's like a trade-off, I'd be more okay with that, but I'm like, I don't know what this teaches the children. I don't know.
Well, that's teaching the children this is a video game and it's not like real life.
Well, I know it's not like real life, but anytime you have an opportunity to create a teaching moment, I strive to create one. I don't know. I've got a 7-minute rail trip back, so I should probably let you go. So, anyway.
All right, well, again, thanks for coming out and helping.
I'm always glad to. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee, joined by Hypnotizd from an undisclosed location somewhere in the jungle. Any final words, Hypno?
No. I think that's it.
Through your positive negativity, I find a positive positivity. So, until next time, y'all, keep adventuring.